I've made over $2 million in sales. I'm going to be showing you on this 60-minute video how you can do the same. Now, this is going to be probably the most in-detail video on the entire of YouTube. I'm going to go through step by step what I do from step 1 to step 0. I'm going to show you a live recording of one of my personal sales calls that closed into a sale. And I'm also going to show you where and how you can then find your dream sales job, whether that be appointment setting or remote closing online. You asked for it, I'm here to give it to you. Okay, this is going to be the most valuable video that I've put on my entire channel. And this is the most valuable video on sales that you will see on the entirety of YouTube. I can absolutely promise you. So without further ado, let's fucking get into it. At the end of this video, I can guarantee you, you will know absolutely everything that you need to know about sales in order to make $2 million, okay, plus, all right? I'm going to teach you how I've closed over $2 million in sales in just 12 months. I'm also going to tell you how to get good at sales, and I'm also going to tell you how you can land your first good sales job. Now, what is sales first? This is the first thing that we need to know, and I'm not going to touch on this too much because a lot of the bullshit videos that you see online already cover this, right? What is sales? Now, I put sales into different foundations. The first part of sales is communication. The second part of sales is selling. The third part of sales is building a business. So basically, sales umbrellas down into a lot of things. Communication is the first part of sales that I did. That is appointment setting, so sending messages on your phone. That is how I first got into sales online. Okay, so I did $176,000. I'll put a screenshot right here of the 1 year just communicating with people. So that means I wasn't hard selling. I wasn't doing any of that. I was just communicating. Now, one thing that you probably don't realize is that you are already selling, because selling is everywhere, in every business, every industry, every niche, everything. Okay, because for a business to run, there needs to be money involved bringing into the business. And for that to happen, there needs to be a sale. And for a sale to happen, there needs to be people that make it happen. Now, again, you don't need to be the person hard selling. You just need to be involved in the sale for you to be a part of the sale. So if you're in retail, so if you are selling shoes, selling cars, selling food, selling anything, if the business that you work for is selling some type of service or something, you are generating the business hundreds of thousands of dollars every year, but you're only making minimum wage. Yeah, I want you to think about that. Okay, you're already selling. You're already chasing someone else's dream, but you're not chasing your own. Okay, so that's the first part of sales, communication. If you are at the grocery store and you talk to people before they purchase something, you are a part of that sale because you are just communicating with them, making them feel good so they buy and then buy again and then buy again, which in turn is making that business hundreds of thousands of dollars every year while you're making pennies, okay? Now, the second part of sales is actually selling. So this might be something like remote closing where you're actually selling the product. Right? So I used to work at a telecommunications company for the biggest phone company in Australia. I was making $48,000 a year, but I was making the business anywhere from $3,000 to $10,000 every single day. Again, I'll pop a screenshot right there. I was making pennies when the company was making hundreds of thousands of dollars from me. So I was making $48,000. The next year I moved online, I did 176. And then the next year I did 1.5 million. And guess what? I didn't learn any new skill. I used the exact same skills that I had. So the biggest thing that I want you to understand is that if you are trying to get into something online with sales, you already have the skills necessary in order to make it happen. You might need to sharpen them and refine them, but you've already done the things, whether that be communication, whether that be actually selling, or just sales in general. So what I'm telling you is that you already have the things, the tools in the toolbox to be able to make $1 million. But the reason you don't think that is because people are valuing you at $48,000, for example, a year. So that's how you value yourself. But you shouldn't value yourself at how much you're making, but with the skills that you have. Okay, you might be making $48,000, but you're making the business $100,000. So I think that you are valued at $100,000, not $48,000. Okay. Now the next part of sales is the business, right? So building a business. Okay, so you might want to only do communication. You might only want to do sales, or you might want to take both of those things and start your own business. You're probably not up to that level right now, but most people that start their businesses, they start them because they got successful in communication and sales, so they're able to start a business, because for there to be a business, there just needs to be money, okay? What are the different types of sales jobs? Okay, so there is an umbrella. Sales is at the top. There is literally an umbrella amount of different types of sales jobs. Now you can appointment set for someone. So what that means is coming online and appointment set for a existing business, right? So I told you I used to make $48,000 a year working corporate, but I took the same skills and moved online, made $170,000. How? Because I rode in a different boat. Because there are different boats that you row in. You can work for a physical business and make minimum wage, or you can work online where you've got more leverage and make more money. That is what I did. I took the same skills, moved online, made a fuckload more money. Why? Because I was rowing in a different boat. That is, okay, appointment setting. It's the baseline to get into making money on sales online. And all that consisted of was me going onto Instagram, messaging a coach, okay, an existing coach, a coach that already has a business, already has a personal brand, already has everything, but they lack time, okay? Because remember, a business is hard. Not everyone wants to build a business, but the people that do, it's very hard because you got ads, marketing, content, client results, everything. So the people online, like online coaches, they lack time. But again, for them to make money, there needs to be sales. And for a sale to happen, there needs to be communication. And they lack the time to give that communication, so they hire you, an appointment setter, to start that conversation for them. So all that means is I went onto their Instagram, I logged into their Instagram account, and I would send messages for them and as them, okay? And in these conversations, I would say, hey, how are you? How's your journey? What are you struggling with? What do you need help with? Why are you stuck? Etc, etc. I'm not doing any selling because I'm only having a conversation. This is why I say communication is the first section, okay? And then at the end of that conversation, I said, hey, after this conversation that we've had, I feel like I can help you. Do you want to jump on a phone call with me? A Zoom call? They say yes. The coach or a remote closer, which I'll talk about in a second, will then take that call. They do the selling. And if that person that you booked in buys the coach's program, you make a commission, which is 5-10%. And instead of it being in the corporate where you're making 5% of $200 or $100, you're getting 5 to 10% of $10,000 plus dollars. Right? So that's why you've got so much more leverage, because online people are selling stuff for more. Except for, you know, in person, I was selling internet for like $20 a month, making like 50 cents commission. Now, the second sales job that you can have online is remote closing, right? So what that means is you're actually selling now. So if you've got past sales experience or you feel comfortable on the phone, this will be for you. Okay, with appointment setting, I would say the average appointment setter makes anywhere from maybe $6,000 to $12,000 just texting on their phone. That's literally all you're doing. And then the second person is actually taking those calls. So the appointment setter books the calls, and then the closer takes the calls. The closer is actually selling. So that person will come onto the call with the closer. The closer will say, hey, how are you? You know, and then they'll have a conversation, which I'm going to show you a conversation of mine in a second. And then by the end of that call, if the closer feels like they are suited for the program, then they will pitch. And if they buy, they will then make anywhere from 10 to 20% commission. So instead of making 5 to 10, they're making 10 to 20 plus. As you can tell, the closer makes more money because obviously they actually are doing more, right? They're selling. So on average, I would say a closer is making about $10,000 to $20,000 a month online. And the appointment setter is making anywhere from, you know, 6, 8 to 12,000. So those are the two main types of sales that are online. The fundamentals of sales that no one is going to tell you. Okay, now these are the things that no one's going to tell you. Again, no one tells you that the majority of sales is just communication. You don't need to be camera, you don't need to be on your camera, have a personal brand, have a business to be a part of a sales process. You just need to have the communication. And if you send text messages to people now, great. You're good for the job. Go and do it. Sales is a part of everything. Everything that happens. If you refer someone to a Netflix show, you've just sold them on watching that show, but you're not making money. The movie makes money, right? Or you tell someone to get that food, it was so good, or oh my God, McDonald's just came out with this new meal, you should go try it. And they go try it. You've just sold that person's food, but you're not making any money. That's what I realized. I realized that sales is everywhere. Okay. I became so confident and so much to the person that I am now after I started to learn sales. It changed my life. I can now talk to people. I can now talk to people with confidence. I can now build relationships, network, do amazing things that I never thought I could do, only because I learned the skill of sales. Because again, half of sales is just communication. So I learned how to talk to people, how to speak, how to use proper language, right? Because I was learning sales. And again, the other part of sales is you already know how to sell. You don't need to be super out there and super confident and everything to know how to sell. You already know. Again, if you are working for someone, you are already making someone thousands of dollars selling. So why not take everything and then fucking leverage it and make a fuck ton more money? Okay? The $1 million mindset is volume. The $1 million mindset is that you hate where you are. Right? I see a lot of people saying that they need to build a business and a personal brand when they don't. And I see a lot of people in sales now, and then they think, okay, I'm not making any money, so I need to go start a business, e-commerce, drop shipping, crypto, online. Motherfucker, you've already got the $1 million skill. You've already got it. Just because it sucks now, it doesn't mean if you move online, it sucks again. When I was making $23,000, $26,000 with appointment setting, I was probably the happiest I've ever been. Because I could go out on holidays. I could go out with my partner and go and do nice things. And all I was doing was sending messages on my phone. Working no more than 4 hours a day. That's what I did. I'm not exaggerating this. I'm just being honest. With the closing, there was a lot more time that went into it. I was making a lot more money and building more valuable skills, but it was a lot more time. But in turn, I did over $1.5 million last year. I'm 21. Okay, so the $1 million mindset is take notes, give life no other choice than to make you successful. People say that time is money. That's wrong. Time is greater than money because time is something that you're never going to get back. So why spend your time learning another thing when you already do the thing that can make you $1 million? Okay? Remember that. Let's go over a real call, shall we? I'm going to put a real call here. I'm going to break it down from how I start, the middle, and how I pitch. Now this, I could sit on here like every other motherfucking douchebag on here saying some bullshit, right? But at the end of the day, we all learn better by actually experiencing. So what I'm going to be showing you is how I take all of my sales calls. Again, this is how I've done over $2 million. And if you only want to learn sales for DMing, this is still relevant to you because this will show you techniques that I use. Now, it's important to know I don't use a script. I am me. All right, that is something that you will find out. I'm very me. As soon as I start the call, you're going to be like, dude, how does this guy make so much money? Like, this isn't what I expected at all, you know, but I'm going to show you. And again, keep in mind my closing percentage for people that have jobs is 100%. People that are in Australia, my closing percentage is 100%. Right? Those are pretty nice numbers. Okay, so let's actually show you the thing. All right, let's get it done. All right, so I'm going to show this to you, and I'm also going to break it down. All right, so then you can see it in full force, how I was able to do over $2 million in sales. Again, I'm showing you everything. After the last 5-7 years, I'm showing you everything for free. I'm not holding anything back, motherfucker. All right, let's fucking get into it. Take notes, because You know, I don't normally tell people to take notes. I think it's a bit cringy, but this is honestly something that I think will change a lot of people's lives. So let's get into it. So, exactly how I start each conversation. Let's take a look how I start each conversation. I'm going to blow this person's face in the editing because, you know, for privacy, but let's get into it. Alright, so this is at the start of the call. I just started recording. You can see that is me. Alright, let's have a look, shall we? So I'm bringing the person into the call. Yep. What's going on, man?
What's going on? How are
You joined pretty fucking early there.
you? Hey, yeah, I fucking finished TAFE, got nothing else to do, so I was, mate, so I just get in.
Fucking fair. I saw you. I was like, shit, you know, let's just get it done. Do you notice in the first like 5 seconds I'm fucking swearing and all that other shit? Why? Why am I doing that? That's not a sales technique, Nathaniel. It's not. Because I'm being myself. I swear in my videos, on my calls, to everyone, right? And I don't swear because, yeah, fuck you, motherfucker. I swear because it's just what I do, right? I've started the conversation that way. What the fuck's going on? Now, this can be technical because that drops their guard, right? You probably think a salesperson needs to be super professional, suit and tie, blah, 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 blah. This isn't that. The first 5 seconds, like, what the fuck's going on? It's good to fucking talk to you. I'm dropping their guard, I'm getting excited, and I'm talking to them like a normal human. This is what a lot of people don't teach, but that's why they're broke. Alright, so let's have a little bit of a more look. Yeah, I saw you in there. It's like another fucking 15 minutes. I'm like, shit, this guy's
Hey.
But we love that. Yeah, at the end of the day, that's what I fucking love to see, right? So, what's going on, man? It's good to finally talk to you. Have a good
Talk
day.
to you too. Yeah, it's good. Just been at TAFE. That's it.
So we've started the conversation super chill. The first question I ask is, how are you? You know, how was your day? That's the first question. All right.
It really about yourself.
Been taking calls, working on some biz stuff, planning out to buy a laundromat, which is dope. So I'm actually having a genuine conversation. A lot of people will tell you in sales techniques, keep the frame, hold the frame, fuck off. Fuck off with the frame, all right? The frame is be yourself. Don't drag it on because you'll see I'll kind of switch it very quick. But hey, what the fuck's going on? How's your day? And then we move on, right?
Fuck yeah.
So yeah, not so much TAFE, but you know, doing other things.
Yeah.
What
Yeah,
are you
nice.
doing TAFE?
So
So now I'm actually asking proper questions, okay? Now I'm asking questions that I'm actually going to use, right? Because the first question was, how are you? What's going on? That's just a normal fucking human. But the second question is referring back to what he said. So TAFE, by the way, for everyone, is school, right? It's a different type of school that you do for trade and things like that, right? To become a builder or something, right? So that's what he's doing. Now, I asked him, what are you studying in TAFE? That way I can kind of gauge what he's doing, how much time he's spending, etc. So the second question of the conversation isn't, again, how's the weather? What did you do last weekend? It's straight into, what are you currently doing in TAFE, man? Right, so I'm actually starting to gauge him, okay?
civil and construction. It's just one of them courses. I work for me dad doing earth move.
It's also a good way to gauge how much money they have. Okay, because a lot of the times people will come onto calls and they are making nothing. And at the end of the day, as much as you want to help them, you can't. Right? So if you can ask these actual questions, you can kind of gauge, okay, he's trying to learn civil construction, he's working with his dad, okay, I can kind of gauge that he is doing something that can make him a fair bit of money. All right, so that you're kind of gauging very early on, because a lot of people, it's so stupid, they get on these calls and stuff like that, and they tell them, yeah, I've got no money, I'm broke, I'm studying arts, and then they just have a 1 hour conversation, and by the end of it, they say, no, I can't buy it because I don't have money. Well, fucking of course, they told you in the first 15 seconds, right? So the most of the time, the objections that you would get later on, they tell you in the first 30 seconds. Keep that as a mental note because no one's going to tell you that, all right?
So just going through that. TAFE at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Is TAFE something that you enjoy?
No.
Yeah. So I think we know, like, you can already see, right? What the fuck's going on? How are you? How's TAFE going? What are you studying? And then I ask him a very, very important question. Do you like what you're doing? Right? You will find in this call, I don't sell. And I don't do that on any call. This is the thing that's important. I don't sell. They sell themselves with the questions that I ask them, because they need to realize what they're doing isn't something that they want to be doing forever. So I ask that question, what do you do? And then, do you enjoy what you do? In the first 30 seconds, they've already admitted that they don't like what they're doing. It's a great fucking start. So if we take a look at this again, that's how I start each conversation, and that is how I would tell you to start each conversation as well. Again, I'm teaching you sales specifically, right? How I would start it is, hey, how are you? What have you done today, maybe? And then say something like, so what made you book a call with me today? Or what is it that you're currently doing? Or can you tell me a little bit more about what you do? Right, so you can get the conversation flowing. And then they can start saying, and then you can start asking questions. So that's exactly how I start each and every conversation. Now, it's important when you do this, you be yourself. If you are someone if you are someone in real life, be the same person on the calls. You don't need to be different. You don't need to be all professional. You don't need to be. Okay, I've worked with very, very rich people that have done over $1 billion in sales. Yeah, those type of rich people. And I am myself. And they love that because I'm real. It's very hard to find real people nowadays, okay? So, beautiful. Now, let's see how to keep a conversation going and what to do and what to ask. All right, so the most important thing about taking calls and sales in general is, how can you keep the flow? How can you come up with questions? How can you do things, right? So let's have a look. How do I keep the conversation flowing? How do I answer things? And what do I ask afterwards, okay?
Of course. Like that. No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I talk to a lot of guys that are in TAFE, or especially in like the trade industry at the moment, dude. So I'm making this personalized for him. He said he's in trade. He's obviously doing something in civil, like construction. I'm making this call personalized to him. This is why I don't use scripts, because with a script, it's cookie cutter, right? Boom, 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 boom. You need to realize not everyone's the same. They're not. Okay, so I don't go in it with a script or anything, to be honest with you, right? I go in this, be myself, and I personalize it to them. So now what I'm doing is saying, yeah, I've talked to people that are in your same situation before, right? People have come to me with this problem, the same problem as you. I'm making him feel like he's relatable, right? Beautiful. Fucking hating it. Because it's just not worth it, right? And I think people are starting to be vocal. Now, I say that just fluently, but it kind of does persuade you a little bit. I'm telling him it's not worth it. He's agreeing with me, right? It's very natural and fluent. But if you really kind of dive in there, get the little needle and cut it open, it's pretty fucking good, I may say myself. About it, right? But let's be honest, it's never been worth it. Like, people just didn't really speak about it.
Yeah, no, exactly. They all say, oh, get a trade, but still there, still working their trade, still miserable. It's like, oh, really? To get a trade, are you sure?
So in the first minute, he's already admitted that he hates his job, admitted that it sucks, admitted that he doesn't want to be doing it anymore. In the first minute, I've asked him like 2 questions. But it's not the conversations that are important. It's not the questions that are always important, guys. Because you need to realize it's how you answer and how you make it fluent. A question is meant to lead into like a few minute conversation. You shouldn't be going question, 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 question. It needs to be fluent. Okay? Yeah, that's what people say, especially if you're not doing good in school. They're like, yeah, just go get a trade.
Right? That's literally my case, yeah.
That's my brother now as well. He's fucking 14, people would tell him to get his white card and go do a trade so he can leave school. It's like, fuck, man. He's going to be doing that shit till he's fucking 60. But, so that's what you do full time. So I've just kind of told him, dude, work in a trade. You do that shit till you're 60, man. And that is legit. Like, the things that I say aren't bullshit. Like, it's actually the truth, right? But I say it, right? I put it out there.
Do that part-time.
Yeah, no, I did that full-time, yeah.
So I asked them that. Again, part-time or full-time, that gauges how much they earn, okay? You start to gauge everything at the start, so then you can pitch at the end.
20.
So he's 20 working full-time. That tells me that he doesn't have a lot of expenses. And it also tells me that he's making decent money, okay?
20? Young, yeah. Man. I'm 21.
Oh, fuck yeah. 02?
So, only a year older than you. But I've been doing this shit for the last 5 years, right? So don't feel.
I'm kind of telling him that I've been doing this for a while. I mean, I'm qualified and I'm the person that can help him. You can see how it's an actual conversation. It's not like, it doesn't feel awkward at all, and it doesn't feel like out of place. Everything kind of comes together. So I asked those questions and I'm fluent as well. Okay, so I've asked him, how old are you? What do you do? Do you like your job? Are you part-time, full-time, etc. Right?
You're too far behind. But what made you book a call with me today, man?
So that's the question that I ask on everything. What made you book a call with me? What made you book a call with me today? Perfect.
You popped up on my thing a few times, and I've fucking almost saw it for the past over a year now. I reckon I've just been watching.
So you're gonna see me drink water a lot in my videos. In this call, I do it tactically. Now I'm a very smart guy. I drink water because I'm thirsty, but I also drink water to lower the guard. Now you're gonna see this a lot. This is some smart shit, right? The best sales call is a call that doesn't feel like a sales call. I'm in a white shirt, I'm fucking swearing, I'm drinking water, and it's just like I'm your buddy, right? And that's what I want, because at the end of the day, I care about these people. That's important. You cannot sell something if you don't care about them. I care about this guy, so I'm being myself, all right?
Never really doing anything about it or trying it for 5 minutes, and it doesn't work out or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm fucking kept popping up. I was like, right, I'll just take a gamble. So you're Australian, so it's a bit more fucking believe you over these other ones I see that all just sort of sell the same thing and then never really go anywhere with you with it.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck it. Can't hurt in trying.
Yeah, I'll tell you more. I'll kind of show you some things a bit later on to kind of build that trust up even more, right? Because you've already been watching me, so normally people would just go with that, but I like to kind of go above and beyond. So
yep.
After, a few minutes, I'll show you some actual people doing it.
So every single call, and you're going to see in a second, I show proof of results. Now, if you are a closer, or if you are your own business owner watching this or whatever, show proof of results. Let the results speak for themselves. I don't sell, guys. I don't feel like I sell. Because I don't hard sell, I don't hard pitch, I don't tell them that they need to buy my product. I don't. Because at the end of the day, you need to come across like you don't need them, but they need you. Because at the end of the day, he's here because he's struggling. And I'm here because I want to help him. Let's keep watching.
That are Australian, literally from today. A few of the guys that I've kind of been working with, there's a guy called Luke, he's Australian, he's 19. He did, how much was it? I think he did $400 today.
So right now, I'm actually kind of telling some proof, right? So I've asked some questions. We've got him to open up a little bit more. Slowly throughout the call, I am then talking about me, my program, the results that I get, etc. It's not me saying hard, okay, this is my program, blah, 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 blah. I'm kind of doing it a little bit. So the people that I've worked with, that are about your age doing the same thing, they've gotten these results as well, right? It's very chill, right? And spread it out. That way it keeps top of mind for them in the entire call, rather than at the end, you're just saying, this is how much it is. These are the results that I've gotten, blah, blah, blah. Say it throughout the call, bit by bit, and you'll come across a lot more genuine.
Show you in a second, but it's 300. Sorry, today in the morning on a Monday. Well, it's not Monday. It's fucking Wednesday. But yeah, that's
it's still crazy. It's fucking fucking. It's a quarter of my week's wages.
yeah, it's fucking crazy.
He's just told me that's a quarter of his week. So he's just told me how much he makes.
But yeah, I've been doing this shit for a while, man. There's a lot of guys popping up, like all on social media. There's a bit more first though, because unlike the other fuckers that are so money hungry, I care more about actually kind of working with the right people, right? So then I know that I can get them results rather than wasting a bunch of.
So I add exclusivity to the program that I sell, to me, right? I don't work with everyone. That's real. Again, I probably turn away 60% of people that want to work with me, okay? Because at the end of the day, I can't help everyone, only because some people just aren't ready to be helped, right? So I say that very early on. Look, man, let me ask you a couple questions, because to be honest with you, I don't even work with anyone. So I want to see if that you'll be a good fit and if I can actually help you, okay?
Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Just a bit of bullshit. So, dude, the biggest question that I want to know is why? Right? So, working your job, why now, out of all these months, that you've decided to take action?
So now I'm asking him why. Why now? I'm getting him to talk it into realization. I'm getting him to talk about why he's come to me now. Why? Why today? Why didn't he earlier? He needs to realize that he was stuck and he's at a point where he needs this. So why? Okay, this is another question that I've asked. So I asked a question earlier. We had a conversation. Now I'm asking him another one.
Really, I just don't think we're not really we are here to work, but we're not here to work until we're fucking, like we said, 60, 70 years old. That's not living a life. It's just shit. I want to be able to work from wherever, whenever, and like still make enough to be able to fucking live life properly, see the world and whatever, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to work in a trade when I'm fucking 65 years old, just scraping by. I think it's not living. It's waste of time. You're only here once, so it's fucking.
For everyone watching this, he's very right. You're not here to work all the time. You're not even living. At the end of the day, you're achieving someone else's dream, but you're not even trying to go for your own. Okay, so that's just something to think about.
Make the most of it.
Smart man. Yeah. It's reality, right?
Yep.
I'm not bragging, but like we're about the same age, right?
Yep.
In this amount of time where we're about the same age, I've traveled to San Francisco, Tulum, New Zealand, fucking Bangkok, Italy, like in the last like 24 months. And that's like not me being a dick. That's me saying we've got this like a very similar life in terms.
I'm putting ourselves into comparison a little bit. And I do this out of the most genuine way that I can, because I want them to realize that there is so much more to life than what they're doing. Because people like this, they want more. They just want more and they need help getting there. And I want to tell them, this is what can happen if you vet on yourself. That is the difference between you and me. That's why I've done all this stuff while you've been working, because I've vetted on myself and you haven't.
How long we've been here for. But one person has just seen more and done more. The other person has just been doing the same shit. So
I've told him there's two types of people. One that sees more and, they do more. And the other person that they just do the same thing every day. That's why he's here on this call today.
What do you do in your spare time?
Play games. Waste time.
What do you play?
Siege. Rainbow Six Siege.
What console?
PC and PlayStation.
I play a little bit of games every now and then. I was hardcore a few years ago in COD. But as I kind of was making money, I had to shift my focus.
So again, I'm being relatable. Now this is different for every person that I talk to because everyone's different. Some people are 40 and they're in the military. Some people are like him, right? I kind of switch myself to whatever I need to be, right? Because at the end of the day, I'm being myself. I do game. I play a fuck ton of games. I love gaming, right? Gaming's fun. But there is a time and place for it. So right now I'm being relatable. I'm showing him that I'm another human and I'm like him, which means that because he's thinking, okay, this guy's actually like me, I can then accomplish things that he has, okay?
As I kind of was making money, I had to shift my focus a bit. So now, every now and then, I like to get on some Overwatch. But I still play. Like, when I'm a normal fucking guy, right?
Yeah.
I've just done a lot and I've made a lot. So last year I did about 1.5. The year before that I did about...
Building up again. I'm just telling him facts. Facts make money. So just tell it how it is.
176. And this year I'm looking to break that very big, right? Because now I'm actually buying more physical businesses. But I started with like the appointment setting.
So now I'm telling him a little bit about what I did and how he's going to start as well. So he starts from here, then he can do this, then he can do this, right?
That's how I did my 176, right?
Yep.
And now one thing that people won't tell you, so I don't know if you've ever aspired to start your own business in the future. You might. With appointment setting, it's very good for that. Because as an appointment setter, you are joining someone's business, right? You join them, which means that you are literally joining a multiple 6-figure or 7-figure.
Now I'm giving him the perks of doing the thing that I am selling, right? Of him doing the thing that he wants to do, but I'm also speaking facts. Like, this is something that actually happens. This is what I did, right? So again, it's so much better to sell something when you're actually not bullshitting.
Which means you get to see what happens on the back end, right? So in that whole 12 months that I spent appointment setting for a business coach, he was making about 7 figures a year. I was learning how he built his things, how he did his sales, everything. So then the next year, I built my own shit. And that's where some real money started to come in, right?
Yeah.
So you can do appointment setting for as long as you want, or you can do it and then get into closing, or you can just do it and then start your own business, right? This is kind of the start of actually just kind of taking your time back, right? I don't want you appointment setting for the rest of your life. I want you to do this, get good at it, learn some things, start your own businesses, and that's when you're off to the races.
So now I'm explaining that I do want the best for him. Okay, the appointment setting will make him good money. And if he wants to do that forever, he can. But then he can get into closing. And then he can build his own businesses. And then he can create the life of his dreams. Exactly what I did. Okay, so I'm telling him what can be possible. I'm telling him external steps. The first step is doing the appointment setting. But after that, there's so much more that he can accomplish. And I'm telling him that. So make sure the people that you're talking to, you explain, okay, this isn't just going to benefit you now, but it's also going to lead into this, which is going to benefit you at this time.
That's
fucking
go. 4-year-old man, right?
Retire him.
That'd be fun. Yeah, but you know all these tradies, they're never really retired, are they?
No. We've got to do something.
How old is he?
I think he just...
So this is a big problem with people in sales. They hear something and then they just completely ask another question. If someone says something, go back over it, ask another question. Don't just fucking ask something, hear something, and then ask something. Actually listen to what he says and then ask another question. Like, ask a question correlated to that. So he told me he wants to retire as old man. I'm not just going to say, okay, how much money do you make? I'm then going to say, okay, how old is he? Right? I'm showing him that I'm actually fucking listening. All right, that's important.
48?
Oh, pretty young.
Yeah.
That's sick. That's sick, man. And does he know that you're looking for more? Or does he know that you want more?
I've always talked about it, yeah.
Yeah.
made promises of buying a big yacht and all that. So up to it now.
Yeah. Have you been on a yacht before?
Nah.
I threw up on my first yacht.
Oh really? They're massive.
Yeah, it's like yachts are that thing where like you made it, right?
Yeah.
I went on it in Tulum and dude, because I had a little bit of alcohol before then. I was a little bit of a degenerate, partying with a bunch of the really rich guys, and I threw up. It was not a good experience. So hopefully you don't have the same experience.
Hope not.
Do your buddies know about this?
Yeah, I got one mate that's fucking locked into. He wants to. The others all just want to party and all that. I'm like, that's fun, but it's work now, party later.
That's the mindset.
You can see by everything that I've said earlier in the conversation, is like, it's already sold him. Like, I've opened him up. I've dropped the guard. I've asked him specific questions. Now he's swearing. He's having fun. He's enjoying himself. That's what a call should be. Just two people enjoying themselves, and by the end, hopefully there's a transaction. Right? That's how it should be. Okay?
So they take the piss on it, but at the end of the day, it'll be funny when I'm fucking on a yacht. It's still swinging a hammer.
Not throwing up.
Yeah, hopefully not.
What's your buddy been looking into?
I don't know. He's sort of on the same thing. He's been watching. He wants to start a business doing something, but he doesn't know what to do. Everything's he wants a product that solves an issue, and then, which is obviously what you want, a service sort of thing, a service-based business.
Yeah,
He's
I know what you mean.
Still trying to figure out what.
Yeah. I mean, valid, but can't think about it too long, right? There's only something you can think about until you're just wasting time, right? You're just delaying it to the point where you just don't end up doing anything, right? So
I'm telling him that so he doesn't keep doing it, because that's obviously what he's been doing. For the whole year, he's been watching people and watching videos. He didn't take any action. Now we want him to take action.
what I'll do is I will show you something real quick. So I'm going to share my screen with you. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Alright, so this is inside of what I have, right? So this is my shit. It's called Dynamis. It means power.
Yep.
So now I'm showing what I do in the actual proof. Every single call, I always show what it is. It actually is what I do. Right? So I show them what they can get. I show them what they can be a part of. I show them everything. Because again, it builds trust, and trust makes money. Okay?
Ingrid, right? Cool fucking name, right? So, this was today. Right? So this was today. You can see that.
Yep.
So this is Luke. You can look him up on Instagram if you ever want to. He did nice little cheeky 300 today.
Fucking hell.
This was literally today, by the way, like 8 a.m., right? As well as today, we've got Wara, so he's in New Zealand.
So again, I let results speak for themselves. I show proof. I show everything. Because at the end of the day, they're either going to buy or they're not. So I like to just throw everything out there.
I want to say he's 20 as well.
By the way, we're 16 minutes in right now.
This morning on his break. So he was working.
What I'm doing is I'm showing him other people that have done what he wants to do. That way he can actually think, okay, what this is actually possible for me as well.
Got an interview, right?
Yep.
We got up a little bit more. So this was Tuesday, which was yesterday. This is...
By the way, this is the real community that I have. If you've ever been wondering, this is what it actually looks like inside.
He's in Australia. He's 26. He joined last week, and he's got an interview for tomorrow, or Friday, right? You can see that there. We go again on Tuesday, Nick. So Nick is in Canada, but he's from France. He landed an interview while he was at work, right? So This is literally within the last 2 days. All right. We go to Sunday, so these are a bunch of wins within the previous week. You might have seen this on Instagram if you've been kind of watching that. So I'll kind of run through it. So Luke has been smashing it, been making $400 to $500 days.
Now I'm going to skip this a little bit.
Been smashing it with interviews.
Right. This whole process is just me actually showing what it is, right? Because at the end of the day, I let results speak for themselves. I don't believe in hard selling, hard pushing, because at the end of the day, people will get buyer's remorse and regret buying it in the first place. So let them sell themselves and let them see, okay, I need this. I trust this guy. I see that he's done the things that I want to do. I'm going to buy.
Another interview. And by the way, interviews are good because interviews lead to jobs.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
I will show you something in a second. So here's an example of the outreach. So you'll learn more about this maybe after, but when you reach out to a coach, you might not get a response straight away. So what you do is you follow up, right? And I taught this to the boys on the Friday of the 17th of May. Declan here. So use Nathan's new little method with following up and annoying them, and it works. So Declan messaged this coach on Instagram. You can look it up if you want. He said, like, they were having a conversation and the coach left them on red. Declan said, hey, bro, just following up like a good appointment said it would.
Yep. So I'm still doing the same thing.
Long time. Don't know already. Try to go a little bit more in depth. I want to ask you a question, and this will kind of gauge where I think you are. Are you interested in achieving your dreams, or are you committed? Now, before you answer, they're very different. Interested is...
This question that I'm now asking is the most important question I ask on the entire call. This is what has made me so much. Because I'm adding exclusivity to it, but I'm also kind of making them admit, are they serious or not? Okay, because again, I don't work with everyone. So this question, I want you to take notes and write this down.
I'm interested in making money. I'm interested in changing my life. I'm interested. But you're not actually going to do it, right? Committed is like you've reached a point where you know that you need to do something, but you also want to do something as well. Where are you?
I'm going to say committed, 100%. I've done 2 different trades now, so yeah, committed. Yeah, committed, 100%.
I mean, it would be a bit hard not to be committed after seeing all this, right?
Yeah.
So he's spoken out loud that he's committed to do what it takes. So right there, he sold himself. Right? If they say I'm interested, then that's when you ask a few questions. Because a lot of people, they get to the end of the call and they pitch, but they're not ready. Right? So this question, if they say that they're interested, then you start to say why, and then you start to kind of break that objection. But if they say that they're committed, then you start to move to the pitch. Okay?
100%.
So that's the important question for me. That knows that tells me that you're actually serious, right? With all honesty, I probably turn away 60% of people that want to join, to be honest with you.
Which is true.
Again, like I told you, it's pretty fun.
Fuck yeah, the results are there.
I mean, I don't like the hard sell. I don't do
I'm
it
very
anymore.
open with
like
it.
The results to speak for themselves, to be honest with you. I think that's the best way to sell, right? And I mean, it speaks for itself.
Yeah, it's all there.
So, what does that look like for you? Does that look like something that you could actually be a part of, take seriously, put in
I'm
effort,
pitching.
and get results like these blokes?
110%. Yes.
Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah, you're not any different, right? That if they can get results, so can you. I think you've got your head screwed on pretty well, and I think right now.
That was the pitch. Is this something you can see yourself doing? Yes? Amazing. If not, then you're kind of warming up a little bit more. All right, but that is the pitch. Is this something you can see yourself doing? He said 100% yeah.
Pretty driven, right? I can tell.
Fuck yeah.
So I think I think you could do something special. And it's a good way to network as well. Like all these guys are all in the same boat as you, rather than right now you've got like one buddy that kind of wants to get into it. Everyone here is getting into it, right?
Again, just saying a few more perks, right?
So yeah, that's Dynamis. Now I want you in, right? I'll invite you in. I wouldn't invite you in if I didn't feel like we could do something.
Yeah.
I pitched him. I gave him the price.
Is that a hell yes?
Yep. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, that's what I fucking thought. What would?
And that's how it's fucking done. Alright, that is how you sell. Alright, so that's it. There's nothing more, nothing less. That is all I did, right? So you've learned what you needed to do. You learned the questions. You learned how to start the conversations, etc., etc. The fundamentals to make this work is be yourself and be genuine and be authentic and actually love what you do. Okay, that's it. The call spoke for itself, okay? The three main objections you might get: I've got a partner, I don't have money, and I don't have time. You won't get those. You won't get those if that's how you talk. Now, I will kind of explain how you can overcome them. With the partner objection, you will get that a lot, okay? So they might say, yeah, I've got a partner, I need to talk to them. This is how you overcome it. At the start of a conversation, you ask them, how old are you and do you have a partner? If they say, I'm 30 years old, I've got a partner and kids, you then ask, do they need to be on the call if you make a financial decision? If they say no, you move on to the call. If they say yes, you say, great, how about we book in another call so the partner can be on the call? Because what happens is they say that they've got a partner, you go to the end of the call, and then they say that they need to talk to their partner. You've just wasted a whole hour of your time, okay? Second one, I don't have money. You can split it up. So if they say I don't have money at the end of the call and you've done everything right, you can say, look, man, I don't do this for many people, but what I can do is split it up for you. So then maybe you pay $500, 5, or 1,000, right? You split it up, you give them options. Okay, so that's how you overcome that. And if they say, nah, I still can't do that, then money isn't the real objection and you need to be asking better questions, okay? I don't have time. This is a genuine answer I give to everyone, even my students. You make time. How is it that you're making minimum wage and people are making billions of dollars in the same 24 hours? If you really want it, you'll make it happen. Either you wake up earlier or go to bed later. Do it on your breaks. Do it when you've got free time. That is what I actually say to people. And they're like, oh shit, yeah, you're right, okay? How do you find sales jobs, closing and setting? All right, it's kind of ending it now. You go over to Facebook, you go over to groups on Facebook and you look up something like remote sales, you skim through them, you find the ones that are legit. Here's an example. The way that you can find jobs in closing or appointment setting, now that you know how to sell, now that you know what they are, this is how you find jobs. Okay, so you go over to Facebook and you go onto the search bar, and you look up something like remote sales, remote closing, appointment setting, setters, whatever, okay? You look it up. Now you need to find a genuine offer. And a genuine offer is not something like this. You need to realize what to look for and what not to look for, because there are scams. So you need to pick, you really need to do your due diligence and be smart. I've been in this game for a while, so I know what's good, but you need to figure it out, okay? So, someone like Grange Snell, right? He says DM app setters. You're probably going to look at this as someone that might be brand new and think, oh my God, this opportunity looks so amazing. They're telling me no scams. Well, let's see if it's an actual scam. Let's go to his account. Well, you can't tell me that doesn't look like a scam, right? So if you want to see if something's a scam, go onto their profile, look them up on Google or Instagram. You'll be able to see if they have an account on Instagram, they're legit. If they don't, then they're fake, okay? This person's trying to get you to pay something. Now, this is a legit job, right? Remote appointment setter, crypto calls, that's the business name. Company overview, so he's actually talking about the company. He's talking about the business. and he's talking about the responsibilities. Now this already looks way more legit than this, but let's go a step further. How can we tell if it's legit? Go onto their profile. Okay, so he's got crypto calls in his bio, like in his image, transforming lives. So I can actually tell the thing that he's selling is what he's actually selling. You can also see he's very professional. He's got 637 points rather than the other guy that had like, I don't know, like 30 points or 17 points. And plus I looked him up on Instagram and he was legit. Okay, so that's how you find roles on Facebook. Straight off the bat, that's all you need, nothing more, nothing less. That is everything that I know about sales, making money, landing jobs in 61 minutes. I hope you did enjoy the video. If you want to get into this and be like those people that you saw that was getting results so insanely, I don't need to show you the program because you've literally just seen it in the screen recording. You've seen the people winning every single fucking day. Why? Because I'm actually showing them step by step what to do. Again, there's a difference between floating around on YouTube and thinking that you're doing something, but then actually doing the thing. Right? So if you want to see if you could be a good fit, or you want more in life and you're actually fucking committed, my calendar is down below. Feel free to book a call. If not, no worries. I hope you enjoyed the fucking video. Alright, I enjoyed this just as much as you. I'm fucking excited. Let's get into the next one. I'll see you then. Share this with a friend, drop a comment, put this on your fucking Instagram story and tag me, Nathaniel Greengrass, because I want as many people to see this as possible. So I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.